Welcome to the Words to Empower podcast, featuring Bishop Frank Stewart, pastor of the Acts Ministry in Conway and North Little Rock. And now, Pastor Stewart.
I told you the season of quietness is the most important season, because it's in the season of quietness you're able to discover who you are. In private, when you close the door with your oil, in private, you find out what you really have buried deep down inside of you. If you don't get in private, you don't even know what you have or who you are. These people are not going to possess the land because they didn't know that they are giant killers. They're going to run from giants, and they're giant killers. You can't become a giant killer unless you face a giant. But because they didn't spend enough time with themselves, just look at somebody. I'm almost there. Look at somebody and say, how much time are you spending with you? No, don't keep on looking. You want to answer. Look. That you spent any time with you last week. Facebook don't count. Instagram, Twitter, none of that counts. Watching television, that doesn't count. In quietness with you and God, so you can discover what's inside of you. I promise you, if you do that, you'll come out saying, I'm greater than what I thought. You will step out and say, you know what? I'm better than what I thought it was. God done put more in me than what I realized. Watch this. Verse 20. Whether the land is rich or poor, whether there are forests there or not. See, that's strategic. We need to know if it's trees there. If you're going to war, you need to know if there are trees there or not. You need to examine everything going on around. You need to be investigating. Be of good courage and bring some of the fruit of the land. Now the time was the season. Shout season of the first ripe grapes. Verse 25. And they returned from spying out the land after 40 days. That's that season, 40. And God says, what I'm going to do, because you took 40 days and you remembered and complained, so every day I'm going to turn it into a year. It was yours. Just think about that. Think about all the stuff that God said I gave to you. Think about all the stuff that was given to us that we didn't possess. And now time done shifted. "40 days. Now they departed and came back to Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel in the wilderness of Paran. At Kadesh, they brought back word to them and to all the congregation and showed them the fruit of the land. Then they told him and said, we went to the land where you sent us. It truly flows with milk and honey."
Stay tuned for more of Frank Stewart. And now for some special announcements.
Thanks for partnering with the Acts Ministries. We value your service and your donations. That's why we've made it easy to make contributions to support our ministry. Simply go to your web browser and click the search bar and type in actsministriesonline.org. Then click Donate Online. It's really that easy. For mobile giving, text the amount you wish to donate to 501-302-4242. That's Simple Give.
And now, more of Pastor Frank Stewart.
You know what I just said? everything God told us is true. Oh, do you hear that? You got to hear that. Now transfer that to somebody. Look at them and say, everything that God has said about you is true. He said, you're more than a conqueror. It's true. He says, greater is he that is within you than he that is in the world. That's true. He said, you can walk through the fire and you won't get burned. That's true. Walk through the rivers and it won't overflow you, won't drown you. That's true. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. That's true. 1,000 shall fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand. That's true. Now, this is where you get messed up at. This is, they just said everything that God said, that God been saying since Abraham, is true. The evidence is there. I'm going to the altar call. Listen, you know you can do it. You know you can do it. You've seen yourself do it. You've had glimpses of the greatness that God has placed within you. You've already seen it. What has been prophesied over you, you've seen. It's true. They said it flows with milk and honey. And we brought back some evidence, and this is its fruit. Now, this is verse 28. Nevertheless, nevertheless, if I just grew up with my father, nevertheless, maybe if I'd been a different color, it's hard on us. Nevertheless, if I'd had a trust fund, nevertheless, if I've been born in a different generation, born in a different house, we got a whole bunch of nevertheless. The people who dwell in the land are strong. The cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the descendant of Anak there, those giants. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south. The Hittites, the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and along the banks of the Jordan. Then Caleb quieted. Caleb says we need a season of quietness. Because if we get quiet, you'll realize that God can do it. If we get quiet, we'll start thinking about him dividing the Red Sea. If he can divide the Red Sea, he can give us power to kill a giant. If he can bring down the greatest nation at that time in the world with insects, he can give us power to do it. If he can turn bitter water into sweet, he can do it. The devil don't want you to start thinking about your testimony and what God has already done in your life. Caleb said, get quiet. Watch this. Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once. Shout at once. See, this getting ready to be a separation here. It's getting ready to be a separation. You got 10 people say we can't do it. And Caleb said, let's do it now. We can do it. Wow. Let us go up at once and take possession, for we are well able to overcome it. But the saints that they've been talking to on the phone, the murmurers and the grumblers, packed pew down. And they gave the children of Israel a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, the land through which we have gone as spies is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are men of great statures. There we saw the giants, the descendants of Anak from the giants, and we were like grasshoppers in our own sight. We look like grasshoppers. We look in the mirror and we realize we grasshoppers. So we were in their sight. Verse 1, chapter 14. So all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried. The people cried all night. Hear me now. Hear me real good. Hear me real good. They didn't get quiet. Did no exploration of what was inside of them. 24 hours later, after they think about it, they realize we can do it. Look at that. 24 hours later, I guess they start thinking about the Red Sea and everything God had done. They begin to realize, hey, we can take. But it was too late. The door closed in 24 hours, and when they got ready to go up, God was not with them. We're in a season right now, God is saying, prove me. God's saying, prove me. He's saying, get out of church as usual and normal. He says, prove me. Move from churchianity to the Bible. God says, prove me. Make a demand on me. That's what he says in Malachi. He says, prove me. You want me to do something? He said, prove it. You do this and watch and see me do that. You got to know how to prove God. Jesus hadn't worked any miracles. He hadn't healed any blind people. He hadn't unstopped no deaf ears. He hadn't called the mute to think or to talk or anything. But Mary said, they don't have any wine. Jesus said, what I got to do with you? It ain't my time yet. But faith, it pours on God. He says, prove me, watch and see what I do it. She said, whatever he tell you to do, just do it. Whatever he say to you, just do it. Jesus walks out. Now, he hadn't done any miracles, wasn't planning on doing any miracles, but because Mary made a demand, he said, whatever I to do with you, but she made a demand on his power. Prove me. He said, fill the water pots. He's saying to somebody today, fill the water pots. If you fill the water pots, I'll turn it. I'll change it. You do what you're supposed to do. Fill the water pots. We give up too quick. We stop too quick. You got to be persistent. You got to go after it. Syrophoenician woman, she came to Jesus because her child was sick. You got to be tenacious as a parent. You got to be persistent as a parent. Who told you stop parenting? At what age do you stop parenting? Nobody told you stop parenting. You are a parent for life. The Syrophoenician woman came, her daughter back home sick. She came to Jesus and Jesus wouldn't even say nothing. She was crying after Jesus and Jesus was silent. Because you ain't heard nothing yet. Don't stop crying out to God. You ain't seen nothing. Because your wife hadn't came in yet. Your husband hadn't came in yet. Your son's still on drugs. Don't stop crying out. Jesus. She kept calling him Jesus. Jesus. She cried so loud that the church people got upset. She dancing too much. She all down here in the front dancing. She down here, she embarrassing us at the Acts church. She dancing in the front. She upset the church folks. You want to do something, you got to do it when you upset church folks, because they ain't going nowhere. They stuck in their tradition. But she kept crying, Jesus. It says, send her away, send her away, send her away. She crying after us. No, she crying after Jesus. Look at somebody say, I ain't studying you, I come for Jesus. I love you, but I ain't studying you. I need Jesus. You can't help me, I need Jesus. You look good, but I love you, but I ain't studying you. I came to get something from Jesus. She kept on crying. She kept on crying. Finally, Jesus said, he says, hey woman, listen, it ain't your time yet. Faith will change the season. I said your faith will change the season. He said it ain't time yet. It's for the Jews. It ain't time for the Gentiles. He says, let the children get fed first. You not first. He says, shall I take the children bread and give it to dogs? He said, can I take the children bread? Think about it. Jesus called her a dog. Because she was. No. If you don't have God, you're a dog. We just don't say that in church anymore. If you don't know God, you're a heathen. You know what she said? She didn't storm off, use profanity, get mad. She said, yea, Lord. What you're saying is right. What you're saying is right, Jesus, but even the dogs, hey, even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. I dare you to throw your hands up in the air, stand on your feet and tell God, I'll take a few crumbs. You don't need a piece of bread. All you need is crumbs. Do you know what a crumb will do? A crumb left there, his word left there, went to her house and healed her daughter. Incurable disease. Hey! Woo! Her daughter was having a problem with the devil. You didn't hear me. I said her daughter was having a problem with the devil. Well, the devil was in her, she married the devil. Some of y'all getting ready to get hooked up with some devils. Some of y'all already hooked up with devils. But a crumb. A crumb. I mean a crumb. A crumb will heal cancer. A crumb will heal diabetes. A crumb will heal Alzheimer's. A crumb will heal HIV. A crumb. No. Listen to me. Listen to me, because he oh God, he messes it up. Listen to me. He says, here, crumb is representative of healing. He says healing is the children's bread. Oh, we got to go there. We got to go there. It's the 9th hour. It is finished. It's 2019. We got to go there. The world needs us to go there more than we need to go there. Just a crumb. Just a crumb. Come on, altar workers, real quick. Come. When you come with your hands up. Said, all I need is a crumb. Come on, when you come to the altar for prayer tonight, today, all I need is just a crumb. Just a crumb. I don't care how big your problem is. All you need is a crumb. I want you to see how small that is. That's all you need. I don't care how jacked up your life is, how messed up your life is. All you need. You don't even need to sit at the table. All I need is a crumb. Whatever problems you're having, whatever the situation is. She needed a crumb for her daughter. See, this is a different dimension of parenting here. The daughter, the mother came for her daughter. The Bible tells us the father brought his son. Just need a crumb. Just need a crumb. Just need a crumb. Hey!
You are here.
Just a crumb.
Moving in this place.
Just need a crumb.
I worship you.
For mobile giving, text the amount you wish to donate to 501-302-4242.
The Acts Church in North Little Rock is located at 1224 Franklin Street. For more information, go to actsministriesonline.org or give us a call at 501-329-2055.
Thank you for tuning in to the Acts Ministry Podcast. The Acts Church is located at 1423 Ingram Street in Conway and 1224 Franklin Street in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Tune in each day to hear an inspiring word from Pastor Frank Stewart.
We want to welcome everyone back to Acts Ministries. We will be re-entering our sanctuary at both locations, both in Conway and in North Little Rock. In Conway, our service will begin at 12 noon. We want you to know that the doors will open 30 minutes before each service, but we're asking you to be there prior to then so that you can go through the drive-through with the health professionals so that they can take everyone's temperature in the car to clear you to come into the building for service. We want you to know that Acts Ministries, above all, first and foremost, we want your safety and health to be our utmost and top priority. So we're taking precautionary measures to make sure that we do everything within our power to make sure you are safe. So we want you to know that coming back to Acts Ministries, coming back to the house of God will be a safe and not only safe, but a friendly environment for everyone. So when you come back to the house of God, please don't forget your mask. You can smile behind the mask and wave and say hello. We have a no 4-HKT in process. What is a 4-HKT? What is a no 4-HKT? That means no hugs, no high fives, no hand holding and no handshakes, no kisses and no touching. So we want to social distance ourselves 6 feet apart from as many people as possible. We have put decals on the floor to help you to social distance from other people. We have signage up to help you, to remind you about your mask and to remind you about social distancing. We have proper protocol for hand washing placed in the restrooms along with some other measures that we've taken. And so if you have questions, comments, or concerns, you can always send those to wtebroadcast@gmail.com. And we are keeping many on the prayer list. Those of you who have pre-existing conditions, those of you who may not meet the criteria and you've taken the Acts Reentry Attendance Self-Assessment form, you've taken that and you realize that you can't come back, but you've already signed up to come back, please call the office and let them know that you have signed up, but you won't be able to come so that they can fill your seat since you will no longer be able to come. So we want you to know, even though if you're not able to come back in our phase 1, you will probably be able to come back in phase 2. So don't lose heart. We are live streaming. You will be able to see everything
on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Acts TV. Just know that we will still be streaming. We'll still be reaching out to the masses, to the multitudes. And until that time, we look forward to seeing you back in the house of God. Welcome back, Acts.